Greetings, everyone. BJ Weiler back with you with some more simulating reality, continuing with American Truck Simulator here. And Colorado, yes, cruising, continuing our cruise around Colorado because we still have the Cruise in Colorado World of Trucks event to finish up here. We've got 5 out of 13 deliveries done so far, so we got 7 more to go. We got to get cracking here because we're already 45 million miles in to the community goal of 60 million, which actually does not surprise me at all. It's about right in line with where I figured we would be. We're going to take about a week, if at the most, to hit that 60 million miles, and we're already 3/4 of the way there. 15 million more to go, and we're done. So I figure a couple more days at the most, and community goal will have been met for World of Trucks. So let's get cracking here. We're in Colorado Springs. As I recall, I do have to take a job in or out of Colorado Springs here. So what have we done? We've done our first day on Thursday. We went to Montrose. We took care of Durango and Montrose on the first day. And then we did, Alamosa and Pueblo the other day. I do declare. And Denver. We got Denver done. So we should only need Colorado Springs, right? There's 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, right? Colorado Springs will be number 6. And we've got to get to Grand Junction, Wrangley, Steamboat Springs, Fort Collins, Sterling, Burlington, and Lamar. Sterling, of course, also one of the 2 cities, the other of which is Denver, that have the special transports in Denver. And in fact, since we discovered Denver, special transports here. If we take a look at Denver, special transports goes to Colorado Springs, as well as, so a little short trip here, Colorado Springs. The other one is a little bit longer here, Grand Junction. So this is actually a nice long trip, pretty much across Colorado. For this special transport, so definitely be looking forward to doing that for certain. But in the meantime, what we are looking for is take a job out of Colorado Springs, see where we can go here. If we can get to Lamar, Burlington, who knows? We'll see. But in the meantime, first things first, let's get in here. As we want to get our garage. Or actually at the garage. So this is going to be our truck headquarters in Colorado. And most exciting as well. The Cascadia, Freightliner Cascadia, has been teased. I think was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Freightliner Cascadia teased by SCS Software in the tweet. So Cascadia is coming. Cool beans of beanness. Are there no cars? I know I have traffic still on. I'm pretty sure I have traffic still on. Just to make sure. G_traffic space 1. I don't think I turned it off to go take my shot at my tweet and World of Truck shot. Oh yeah, there it is. My tweet and World of Truck shot at okay, I got to pull around here. So I want to drop the trailer off, and there we go. I'm trying to mouse steer. Here, or trying to keyboard steer instead of mouse steering. So yeah, so Freightliner Cascadia, hopefully sooner rather than later, because if so, then I actually want to do Freightliner here for our Colorado Springs garage. But we'll see. There's a couple of things here we want to explore and check out in Colorado Springs before we actually grab a job here. A couple of things right here to unlock, which I think one of them One of them's gonna be a dealership here. So we gotta go see what dealership is here. Because normally what I do when I buy a garage, whatever dealership is in the same... Whatever dealership is either in the same city or nearest to that city is where I get the trucks from. So this is a Mack. Alright, that'll work. So we got a Mack dealer here. Excellent. We do have our Mack we can bring up to this garage and drive the Mack here a bit. All right, let's see. See, I know there's something over here. I'm not sure what this would be, except this has probably got to be a thingy. We got a thingy there too, a viewpoint. We want to get to that viewpoint. We actually got to go. It's a bit of a roundabout way to get to that viewpoint in Colorado Springs. So we'll see. All right, let's all right, let's do our garage manager here. You're not available because I got to get a truck transferred here. So we'll take our Mack for now. Or what do I have? What do I have in Phoenix, which is my storage garage, so to speak, where I have all my extra vehicles here. So we got our Western Star, our Volvo. We got two Volvos. One of these is going to be a company vehicle. This we got our Extra Life Peterbilt. That's our own personal Volvo. Of course, the Western Star, which is going to be a company vehicle too. So I guess I'll just transfer the Western Star up. We'll drive the Western Star for a bit. That question, do I want to change the color scheme on it or not? Or maybe I can just... So, I don't know. Divided. There we go. Boxing gloves. We'll leave the breast cancer gloves on. Yeah, I think I want to do the hard truck heat. Keep the hard truck heat. Paint job for now. So go ahead and do that. Okay. Just gonna drive it. No, not yet. Hold on. Because I want to do trailer. Got a dry van. Yeah, see, I want to keep the dry vans. I don't want to have to rechange colors for anything. Yeah, I gotta dismiss it first. I'm gonna relocate it to Colorado Springs. Okay. Let's transfer ourselves to Colorado Springs. Yes, we got, let's see, we don't have anybody driving the Western Stars yet, just me. So we got the internationals. I got internationals assigned to a garage. Let's check our garage manager here. So Elko's got the Kenworth 900s. LA has the Kenworth T680s. Phoenix, of course, is
right now.
Our storage garage. Oh, Mon Scott, thank you for the host. Much appreciated, my friend.
How do you define real?
Mon Scott doing his, he's going to be doing a marathon, I think, or sort of a two-piece marathon. Boop, there you are. Next weekend, hopefully we'll be able to, should be able, I think we should be able to join in on chat with Monty then. So yeah, that's your respective. Flagstaff, of course, is that one. Albuquerque has the Peterbilt 579. Bend has the Volvos. Wenatchee has the Max. Price has the Internationals. Salmon should have the other Peterbilt. Right, yep. So we got all manufacturers accounted for. Or all truck models accounted for right now. So we'll actually need the Western Star and then the Cascadias. Fast we can recover from last night's windstorm in time. Oh yeah, we got some wind too, and we got some nasty wind, and then eventually turned into a strong storm front. I don't remember any thunderstorms, but just a lot of rain. And then it finally calmed down. But yeah, I'm surprised we actually didn't lose power. We seem to be losing power quite often the last month or so, here and there. Not for extended periods, except for when the hurricanes came through. The former hurricanes, I guess I should say. But yeah, we've had power blips and outages for an hour, a few minutes to an hour, quite often over the last month or so. So it's surprised we managed to get through last night all right. But yeah, we're cool to finally join in with you. All right, trailer manager, let's pick up our trailer and get driving here. So we got the new Western Star. We got the special hard truck Flames paint job in honor of 18 Wheels of Steel. And now, let's get ourselves our personal goal done here today, hopefully. So let's see what we got here. Colorado, it's got to be 100 miles, so that's not going to cover it. So we need at least 100 miles out of Colorado Springs. There you go, 138 to Fort Collins. Beautiful. That works. That'll give us 2. That'll give us Colorado Springs and Fort Collins. We are taking some clothes to Fort Collins. Let's get her done. Capture card streaming the PS4 worked well, so I got a whole new selection of games. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's always nice. Yeah, I've always been considering getting something for my old original NES and SNES here, because that'll allow me to do some of those old console games I like. And it certainly would help at least for one game, I think, for my upcoming top 10 list, for my top 10 console games when I'm going to do the Super Nintendo version of SimCity.
Ready to roll.
But I really need the Intel of it. But yeah, capture card would be nice to play some of those Nintendo games again on stream. I remember I need my mirror up here. Oh, did he? Oh, nice. Yeah, I looked at the Elgato stuff like that, and it's just, besides the cost, it's just, it's then the hassle of getting it set up, making sure it's working, and, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, God, it's like, do I really want to deal with that? All right, let me, no. I want to go out here a bit. Pull the chair back a bit. Pull that back a bit so I can see stuff. See more stuff. I actually see, and maybe if I do... See, I don't want to turn my head too much, and it actually throws me off for driving. But at least I can... At least I got a view of the mirror there now, so that'll work. Boom. We'll just keep the other mirror up there for the time being. Make life a little bit easier. Alright, let's go. Let's go pick this up here. This is coming out of Fort Collins, right? Or Colorado Springs, right? Okay, yep. Perfect. The 2 PC stream setup right. And all the complications that come with that. Yeah, right?
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
Yeah, because just getting my final 100 Days of Gaming Top 10 list here has been a chore. And a lot of it just trying to find
Get ready to turn left.
PC versions and emulators of all the arcade and console games that are on the list. And I think up to this point, I finally managed to find all of them. Find something for all of them, but one I still don't think I'm going to be able to do because I'm not sure whether I can get working or not. So I'm just going to sub that one out with one I know I can get. All right, I'm going. Because most of the console games that I'll be playing are all in television games. Because that was my console. That was our first console, was the Intellivision, and so a lot of my favorite games, favorite memories from my early gaminghood are all from the Intellivision. So I managed to track down digital copies of Intellivision Lives and Intellivision Rocks, which were released, I think, like around 2000, 2002, somewhere around there, which drives me nuts because I never. That was really before I got into PC gaming at the time. I was still, let's see, 2000. I was into Stronghold at the time, Stronghold and Stronghold Crusader. It's PS1 and Minecraft for PC. Nice. You had every PlayStation growing up. Yeah, see, we had the Intellivision, and then eventually, trying to think when we got the Nintendo.
Go straight on.
And whether we actually had the Super Nintendo first. I think we got the Nintendo. I think we ended up getting the Nintendo. And then we ended up getting the Super Nintendo. Because I'm trying to think if I got either one of those on my own at some point. But I think we got those both when we were kids. So I think we even ended up getting two of one of them. I think we ended up getting 2 Super Nintendos. That way my brother would have one and I would have one.
Turn right.
But I don't remember at the time whether, after I graduated college and and the girl I was living with afterwards, whether we had the Nintendo too or not. I don't remember where they came from. But regardless, those have been our consoles. Those have been my consoles that we've had. And then, I've mentioned a couple of times that when I was working at a tech company,
go straight on,
between 09 and 2013, I was on a video seminar, a web seminar with Microsoft. Microsoft would run these various seminars throughout the month. They'd run, they'd have one that they'd have different ones that they would run once a month. So it's basically every week they would run a seminar, but it would be for something else. A different topic of where they were covering, and each those topics would be, they would do another seminar each month for those.
And then turn left.
So during one of those web seminars, they used to give prizes to the people attending the seminars. Yeah, you're getting out of my way, pal.
Turn left.
So I ended up winning an Xbox 360. Through one of those seminars, so I said that was nice. So I ended up getting a 360
turn right.
through that, and we had the Wii. We ended up getting my family, me, the wife, and the kid, and Aaron, because this was before Abby was born. We ended up getting a Wii and getting the Wii Fit.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
Shortly after I got that tech job, but those have been the consoles, the Wii and the Xbox 360, and it was cool to win the Xbox 360. But the disappointing thing is, there was almost no games I wanted to play on the damn thing, and this was even before the Xbox One came out, when obviously it was still being supported. There was oh my god. Just no games. Really, hardly. I think it came with like a family game, like a family game. So we managed to get a couple of things for it, but in terms of something just for myself, and stuff for the that the wife and the kids would want to play. There's my God, there was almost nothing. We could find almost nothing that was really appealing to any of us on the 360. So we only have like a handful of games for the 360. And of course, now with the Xbox, once the Xbox One launched, of course, that's it. They're not going to do anything else for the 360. So, but yeah, it's been the Intellivision, and it's funny when I started looking for the games the 10 games that came to my mind when I was thinking about the 10 games my 10 favorite games from Intellivision, and so I started looking for them, and then saw eventually found Intellivision Rocks and Intellivision Lives, and just started reading the list of games that they had on there. It's like, my God, there were dozens of games I completely forgot about. That I as soon as I saw the title, it's like, oh my God, I remember that one. It's like, oh my God, I loved playing that one too. It's like, and there had to be at least another 10, 15 games on the Intellivision that is like, oh my God, I remember that one. Yeah, I love that one. I love that one. So it's like I could do like a top 25 list of Intellivision games. Why won't this take? Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. It's not going to take because of that. You know what? Let's just skip it. Let's get moving here. So I wanted to try to get all these jobs done today before dinner.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Okay, let's go. We heading up to Fort Collins. Fort Collins we are. So so I managed to find, either through digital downloads that I can install on a virtual machine, or actually I managed to get Tato Legends. I also managed to find a workable version of Tato Legends, which has a lot of arcade games on it. I think 2 or 3 of which are in my top 10. So I actually have that working directly on my Windows 10 box, that version, through DX Wind, which is nice. So that's good. But the problem I'm going to run into is that for the other games, the other arcade games that I found 3 that I've been able to do in DOS box arcade games. But for you know, aside from the Taito Legends games,
Rerouting.
you know, the Intellivision games and all the other arcade games, it's going to be interesting because I have to figure out what the control schemes are in order to play them. Especially for the Intellivision ones, they don't really have any indication of what the control schemes are, what the keybinds are to do anything. So it's like, oh my God, how, you know, I've got this Intellivision, you know, I've got the Intellivision Liz and Intellivision Rocks, but I don't know how to play any of the games on PC, on keyboard and mouse, because they don't have any of that information. They don't have that information included in the program that I've been able to find yet. So I think they're assuming that you somehow have a controller or an old Intellivision controller attached to your PC, and you're controlling it that way. So I'm going to have to try at some point this week to try to. Oh, I need lights. Get in there and try out these games and try to figure out what the control schemes are and write down the control scheme for each game. That way I have it come Saturday when I start my list. Otherwise, it's going to be an hour of me just, oh, Jesus, of just fiddling around with these things. All right, you can move now. You can move now. I definitely have to adjust the brakes on this thing. But we're going to give it a shot. We're going to give it a shot anyway. When I came up with this concept and decided to start doing it. In fact, I think I had the idea in my head last year after I finished the marathon last year, that for 100 Days of Gaming I'd do like a top 10 list. I had that kicking around, and then of course when the pandemic hit and you know, the real life stuff changed, I said, yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing. Do that kind of thing all the time in your racing sim. I know, right? Oh, for Christ's sakes, come on, dude. I'm just going to go here. Not paying attention to what I should be doing here. But yeah, that's the killer. Trying to figure out. I'm super aggressive. Finally, we have an outbreak anyone in any corner. Yeah, sometimes you're right. Sometimes, yeah, I know, right? It's funny because it seems sometimes I'm hitting the brakes and the thing just stops immediately. And I think it depends on the truck too. I think the different trucks here might have different sensitivity to the brakes, irrespective of what the game setting is in here.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Because I think as I'm coming up here, I'm giving it plenty of room to brake, and it's like, my God, it's not going to stop in time. And other times, you know, I barely touch the brakes and the thing's a dead stop. Now, obviously, having a full load as opposed to going bobtail makes a difference, but truck, whether or not you have a jake brake, and the weight you're hauling, yeah, all that factors in. But it's like, it's funny. It's like how sometimes it feels like, you know, it just stops too sudden. And other times it's like, oh my God, it's not stopping at all. That's, yeah, of course, yeah, like you said, there's a lot of stuff that factors into that. Like even this, I'm over. Oh no, I just stopped behind the line. Nice. But even then, I'm holding down the brake key, and it's like, okay, you can see it's slowing down, but it's not coming to that dead stop that sometimes I'm so used to happening. Because that's the thing that annoys me. It's like I'm just, you know, there's points where I just want to slow down. I don't want to come to a dead stop. Hitting the brake here, and it just suddenly decides just to stop. Yeah, I want to get into racing games more. As I've played a couple 400 Days of Gaming, the ones I have, and I've enjoyed playing them when I've played them. But it's like, they're so tough without a steering wheel. Those games especially are tough without a steering wheel. Trying to maneuver with keyboard and mouse are like, oh god. I thought I turned you off. There we go. Now I need it back on again anyway. Can't drive in anything without a controller. Yeah, see, I've never had the controller hooked up. At one point, I thought about hooking trying to get, because we, with the Xbox 360, it came with wireless controllers. So I have wireless controllers. So but I think I still need a dongle for my PC. I don't have the dongle for my PC. I don't think the 360 came. I don't think the system came with a wireless dongle. I'd have to go look again. ATS, ETS, I use Steam controller and keyboard for some hotkeys. Yeah, see, for me, it's just straight keyboard and mouse. And for those games like the farming simulators, construction simulator, snow runner, that don't have mouse steering, it's even worse. It's like, oh my god, it's even worse because the keyboard steering, I can't stand keyboard steering. And of course, most of the old 18 Wheels of Steel games use keyboard steering. So it's like, oh my god, it's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. But I've gotten used over the last 3 years of the mouse steering in these games. So I remember starting out, it was tough. I used to have a death grip. I remember I used to have a death grip on the mouse. So when I used to stream these, like in the early going and do my videos in the early going, I used to get a hand cramp in my mouse hand because I used to have such a death grip on the mouse. Now it's like I'm barely touching the mouse now. So it's nice to finally be able to get into a comfort zone with this mouse over the last 3 years. But I still would like to be able to get a steering wheel at some point. I just can't afford it. So I don't want to get anything cheap. I want to get something that's at least half decent that'll work for all the games that a steering wheel would be compatible with. Yeah, I've never actually tried the controllers. I know Battery uses a controller too. But yeah, I've never. Yeah, for PC gaming, it's mouse and keyboard. I'm just more comfortable with a mouse and keyboard. Like I said, although probably a controller. I know there's a couple of games where a controller would actually come in handy. I think Rocket League, a controller would actually... I would probably do better in Rocket League with a controller. Dude, what the hell are you doing? More like a sim than the game, too. Yeah. Yeah, I do it both ways depending on what I need to get done. For like my YouTube series, I tried to treat it like a simulator. For when I was doing those specific career series for ATS and ETS2, and the original ETS, which I haven't done in a while because they just don't get too many hits. Plus, there's just no time outside of streaming. But for something like this, I'll do it depends on what I'm doing. Like sometimes I'll try to treat it like a simulator, but other times, for convenience sake, I'll do it more arcadey style. I'll do it more gamey. But yeah, I try to do it more simulation style anyway, as much as I can. So I know like Preebs is more arcadey with it. He treats it more of the arcade version than a sim version of the game. Oh, for crying out loud, but yeah. I gotta check out the paint job on the 49X here too. I haven't gotten a close-up look at it. But, of course, doing that at night's not really going to help. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Okay, here we go. What time is it? Because I might just advance time here. 11:45. All right. And that's right. Oh, it's 11 now. All right, we'll be there in less than an hour. Because we want to see Colorado in the daylight. Doing this does no good because we can't see the beauty of Colorado in the dark. So once we get this thing delivered, we'll go ahead and advance time here.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Exit right.
Yeah, because right now I've got, I mean, settings-wise, I have it more arcadey than simulator because I've turned off, so I have a no damage mod on. I've turned off fines. I've turned off rest.
Turn left.
Because it's just more convenient to do it that way for stream. That way I can port around, bounce around where I need to go. I don't have to worry about taking rest breaks to waste time, that kind of stuff.
I'll find a new route.
Check out how realistic the ditches are. Yeah, I'm sure I will at some point. That's why I have the no damage mod on, because a lot of times when I'm just not even just streaming, but just playing the game on my own, it's like I have so little free time. It's like, so, the free time I have is usually right before bed, and I'm literally falling asleep at the wheel. So I'm like, I gotta have the no damage mod on because it's just, I would bankrupt the profile with all the damage I would have to keep fixing. And then, of course, with teleport, I'll teleport around for convenience sake too. So if I'm not exactly, if I'm too high up on the road, and I'll teleporting will drop the truck and cause damage there. I'm like, nope,
Keep right,
I can't have that either.
Turn right.
Like I said, when I'm doing things more to do it for simulation style, all that stuff is on, like for my career series videos and that kind of stuff.
Turn right.
Well, for stuff like this, where I just I need to get from one from one job to the other as quickly as possible. And a lot of that stuff is turned off just so I can do that. And of course, obviously we do sightseeing around. We're going to be doing sightseeing around Colorado, the parts of Colorado I'm familiar with here. I still haven't looked at the map to figure out where Aurora is and Seven Falls and all that stuff. There we go. We discovered Fort Collins. So I don't think they have it in the game. In fact, I think it was on, what's the day? Monday, Saturday. Saturday I had somebody come in who actually lives, lives out in Colorado. And so he wanted me to take a fly around of the area to see if his the stuff he was familiar with was in there. And we found as I was flying over stuff, he said, that's like a Dunkin' Donuts or something there. He said, there's a car dealership there in a certain spot. He said, I bought my motorcycle at that car dealership. So, so it was fun flying around. And, he said, the train station, there's a train station there, but it's not in that exact area. And there was something else he said was there that we had looked at. He said, that's there too. That's there. I said, well, that's pretty cool. And it's in between. It's actually, where is it? It's in, for Christ's sakes, I hate when that happens. It's a damn fly. It's in between, where did he say? Durango, Alamos, Grand Junction. It was, it was Idaho. That's where, it was Idaho he wanted me to fly around. It was Boise. Because he doesn't have Idaho. But yeah, where he lives is literally right here in this junction area. I forgot Highland? I want to say Highland Springs or something like that. He said was the name of it's like an army base or something he lives near or on. So we were flying around this area here. And we were actually finding stuff. So, that area isn't, it's in the game as scenery. essentially is what it is. But that's what's pretty cool about SES is that, the more and more they're adding here, the more and more scenery they're adding. They're actually adding scenery as it is in real life too, even if it's not a town that we're going to be, a regular town that we're visiting and doing that kind of stuff. Is if it's just a scenic town, they're actually doing it pretty accurately. And even in fact, the Four Corners Monument. Just looking at that, when I went to Four Corners on Thursday, I was looking around and said, man, I don't remember all this stuff being here, because the last time I was there was 2000. We went out there like 2003, 2004. So I still have the memories in my head of what it looked like out then. And some of the stuff was familiar. I said, yeah, that this is the way it looked out there. And then when I got to the actual monument, it's like, okay, yeah, there's the monument, this kind of stuff. And the monument, yeah, I remember the monument being different and the immediate area around the monument being different. And so today, in fact, I decided to look up and said, well, let me take a look at some of the pictures of it. I was going to go to Google Earth or something, and I saw some pictures of it, and the way they have it in the game is actually the way it looks now, but it didn't look that way 10 years ago. And it was funny. I was going through some older pictures, and they've actually changed the Four Corners Monument quite a bit over the last couple of decades. And so the version I remember, I think, is sort of after the 1992 remodel of it. So I think when we went there in like 2004, it was still the 1992 remodel version of it, because when I saw the 92 remodel pictures of it, I said, yeah, that's kind of how I remember it looking. So it's pretty funny just to go there and then look at the pictures today and say, well, yeah, they did it pretty accurately to the way it looks now. But it's funny. It's like, wow, I don't remember it looking like this. And I even mentioned on stream, it's like, wow, they must have really built this up since I've been there. And well, quite literally they did. They went through a lot of changes at the monument. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see some of the areas I'm familiar with, like Durango and Wolf's Creek Pass. It's like, yep, I've driven over Wolf Creek Pass. I've been up and down 25 through Colorado Springs. Been, of course, the area where Seven Falls, Garden of the Gods, all that area there, way back, this had to be 94, I think 94. I was actually out here. I went to Lake Havasu City, Arizona back in 94, and I ended up, driving through here. I was in Vail. I was in Eagle, Colorado. I actually stayed overnight in Eagle, drove through Grand Junction. And so, and that was on my way. Yeah, I drove through Grand Junction. I think I drove through Moab down here. I don't know if damn fly. I'm trying to think where I went, because Lake Havasu's down here. I don't remember whether I actually stopped because I remember I went to Cave of the Winds in 94. I have a picture of that. I got an official, because they did the tourist pictures at Cave of the Winds. So I have that floating around somewhere. I'm trying to think, because I remember driving through Grand Junction. I don't know whether I went south. I don't remember going south through Durango or Four Corners. So I may have gone through Utah. I don't remember stopping off at the Grand Canyon then. I may have, though. Because when I was dating my wife, we came out here. We went to the Painted Desert, Meteor Crater, Grand Canyon. Then we came up this way to visit my relatives outside of Denver. I've got cousins that live in Parker. My aunt and uncle used to live in Elizabeth. They moved to Agate a few years ago, which is out around this area. Elizabeth and Agate are in this area. But my wife and I came up through Durango, and it was funny. In Durango, we had stopped in Durango for lunch, and I remember they had the train station in Durango, and it's sort of like Stroudsburg here in Pennsylvania, where you can actually buy tickets to ride the train. It does like a little train tour type thing. where you get to ride the actual train cars and that kind of stuff. And Durango has the same thing. So it was kind of neat seeing the train there in Durango. And I started looking around the town a bit, and I saw the coffee shop where we actually stopped to have lunch, or sort of a representation of the coffee shop where we had lunch. It wasn't exactly where I remember it being in Durango. Again, that was 16 years ago, so things could have changed. But I sort of remember the exact area where it was, where they had, in the game where it should have been in the game. And then I turned around and there it was on the other side of the street in the game. I was like, there's the coffee shop. That's where we had dinner. It's where we had our lunch in Durango. So that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, it's nice. Yeah, like I said, I got family in Colorado too, so it's pretty cool to get to a state. Like I said, I've been through, at some point in our lives, when we were kids, our family used to travel all the time. But I've been through New Mexico and Arizona and Nevada, Utah. I've driven through these, within the last 20 years. But, I don't have that many memories. I remember Lake Havasu because that's the reason why I went out there, So me and my wife, I remember, we remember the Grand Canyon, Meteor Crater, but, the Painted Desert. I forget where that is. I have to look up where the Painted Desert is because that was the first thing we stopped in. So we drove through Oklahoma, the Texas Panhandle to get over here. And the Painted Desert was the first place we stopped at before going to the Grand Meteor Crater in the Grand Canyon. So I have memories of those places, but not too much else in those states because we really didn't go anywhere else. We drove Route 66. We went through Phoenix. So that kind of stuff. I have certain memories of that. But over in Colorado, it's like my family's always lived in Colorado for years and years. My aunt used to live in Maine, but then she moved out to Colorado shortly after that. So I do remember as a young kid, going up to Maine. Where she had a cabin on a lake out there. But after that, she was out there in Colorado for years. And I got an uncle who lives in Aurora. So it's, family here. So Colorado's always been our home away from home. So I've been kind of excited to have Colorado in the game now because, like I said, it's my home away from home. I'm more, I have more memories of Colorado. And the various places there. So it's more familiar to me. So it's kind of neat to see it now represented in game.
Drive safe.
So it's so cool to be able to be here now. Oh, all right. I think we got to drop this guy. Let's get in here. So, and now, of course, it makes me even more anxious. Like, oh my God, they got a triple trailer here. Are you freaking serious? Where's my drop-off point here? There it is. Look, how? You got to be kidding me. Shut up, people. All right, I got enough room to pull in forward wise there. Okay, I just got to figure out how the hell I'm going to do this. So I got to get in around this wall here.
Recomputing.
Can I? Oof, that's close. Okay, got to try to make this turn here. So yeah, I'm really anxious to get to the East Coast as quickly as possible, and see the area where I do live in now. I'm most familiar with the areas around New Jersey and Pennsylvania here. I want the trailer to go that way. But obviously that's a few years off yet. I think Texas is supposed to be next now. I think they're working on Texas, according to Battery. I have family in Texas, but we haven't actually been to Texas in forever. Been a long, long time since we've been to Texas. So even though I got family in Texas, we were at the Alamo. I barely even remember the Alamo because we were young kids, and I was probably no more than 10. I think the last time we were in Texas. Okay, I'm gonna try parking this for real here. Might as well. Up down like a yo-yo today after the storm. Oh, really? Oh. You probably missed my whole story. Then you'll have to watch the VOD. Yeah, I was just talking about my family in Colorado and all the stuff I'm familiar with. It's pretty cool to see it in the game now. And I'm hoping to get to the East Coast sooner rather than later. Zoop. Yeah, hopefully that'll be all squared away. Yeah, I mean, you still have a few days. So I'm going to Texas when you're in January 26th for PAX South. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's funny because it's like right dab smack in the middle of town. And I think, as I recall, the only thing left of the Alamo is actually the front of the mission, just the front wall, and that's it. Everything else is sort of just because it's all right smack in the middle of the city central, so to speak, and they just have like the gift shop and the museum and stuff there. So it's unfortunate that there's not a whole lot left of that area, considering the historic nature of it. It's a shame that that's one of our historical sites that have sort of been overgrown by progress. All right, 7 out of 13, sweet. All right, let's see what we got here. So we can go either to Steamboat Springs or Sterling, from the looks of it. I want to try to get to Sterling to see, to unlock that for the special transport job. Yeah, but I got family out in San Antonio. My uncle on my father's side lives out in San Antonio, and yeah, he was that was my dad. He's my dad's brother, and yeah, and he's there were the three brothers. It was my dad, my two uncles, Uncle John, and Uncle Buddy is out in Texas. Uncle John lived out in Dallas, PA, so we used to visit him every year too. But yeah, it's my dad was the youngest of the three. He was the youngest one, and Uncle John unfortunately died a few years ago. He had complications to surgery. Unfortunately, I think he had surgery on his hip or his leg, and it was unfortunate that. We think it was a bit of a case of malpractice there after when we had gone there for the funeral and stuff and talking to the cousins and to other people and throughout continuing contact with them. We think it was because he after whatever surgery he had always complained that something didn't feel right, that kind of stuff. And he had died a few years after that surgery, but he said he was never right after that. A lot of people said he was never physically as well as he should have been after that, which is a shame. So yeah, Uncle John was the middle brother. He died a few years ago. And of course, my dad went in April because of COVID. So yeah, And it's funny after after talking to Uncle Buddy and stuff with everything going on, and my mom had mentioned when she called him after my dad passed, that he said he just couldn't believe it because he said, I'm the oldest, I should be the first one to go, and he's the last one left, so it's sort of hurt. Yeah, it hurts a little bit. It hurts a little bit. We haven't and he hasn't always been in great health because he's almost 90 now, I think. He's getting up on the 90, so it's tough. And one of those things where this year, it's like you're thinking about family. You want to just go out, and I know for my sake, just go out and see all my family again out west. But it's you can't do it. You can't do it. But hopefully one day we'll be able to get the kids out there. I really want to get the kids out to the Grand Canyon, Colorado. So, maybe this coming summer or the summer after, maybe, we'll be able to get them out there and let them experience all that stuff for themselves. Be nice. Abby's at that age now, or at least she will be at that age where she can really start to appreciate it. All right, let's find another job here. We don't want to go to Denver. Steamboat Springs. So we can go to Steamboat Springs. It's 201, so that'll qualify. So I guess Sterling's a little bit further out. We got nope, we don't go to Raton. Lamar. That's a little bit further out there. Montrose. We already did Montrose. So yeah, it doesn't look like we have anything going to Sterling or Burlington. Okay. So it looks like Steamboat Springs it is then. So let's see what we can hold at Steamboat Springs. Doesn't look like it's anything too exciting. Bales of cardboard. That's it. Just bales of cardboard. So we've got this one and this one, which are actually, they're coming out of the same place, going to the exact same place. They're identical. So let's go ahead and do this one. But yeah, I'm hoping come spring to finally start working on my truck road travel log, where I'm just going to drive around my area and do some videotaping of sort of the major truck routes, the major routes around here, and sort of the areas that we probably should be in the game, and of course the landmarks and stuff that should be in the game. So that'll be pretty cool to to do that and see that.
Okay, here we go.
So where am I going? Oh, look at that. Okay, so it's the other Walbert. We got to go up there. Okay. Anything to discover? Oh, we already discovered the recruitment agency there. Okay. Looks like that's it. Oh, there's a garage up here too, but no dealership. Okay. Let's go. Oh, you know what I want to do first? Hold on. Let's go ahead. Start. Nice, bright and early, 8 o'clock in the morning here. Now we can actually take a look at our Weststar 49X and our hard truck flames paint job, and of course our matching dry van trailer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I can't, oh, look at that. There's the Colorado license plate. Yeah, boy. And I can't wait till we get the Cascadia. Oh, it'll be so nice to get the Cascadia and get the sleeper versions of the Western Star here too. I really want to get the sleeper versions of the Western Star. Yeah, it's like I can't even get out here. I'm actually gonna have to back out in the road because I can't. I might be able to make that turn. I'm doing this wrong. So I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make that turn with that triple trailer right there. We want the trailer to go that way. Just gonna force it a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm gonna have to go out this way. Jesus, Mary Joseph. Yep, are you going? Are you waiting? Okay. Yep, nobody is... Don't stop in front of me, dude. I don't even know where I have to go here. Let me do this. Okay, I do have to go that way. That's perfect. Alright. I just got to be able to get out there now. There we go. Scraping paint. That's what we're doing right now. We're scraping paint. Okay, there we go. Shoo!
Go straight on.
And thank God the Western Star has an actual horn in it too. None of these dinky horns. We got a nice air horn for it. Nice air horns for our Western Star. Sons and Sons fashion. Yeah, see, Fort Collins. I don't remember going to Fort Collins. Like I said, we mostly went south on 25 between Denver, Colorado Springs, and Aurora.
Go straight on.
There's a lot of the natural places to go see, like Cave of the Winds, Garden of the Gods, all that stuff, are out around the Colorado Springs area.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Of course, we did when we were driving through Colorado Springs.
Turn
Of course,
right.
we saw the Olympic training stadium and stuff like that there. All right, we're good to go here. I mentioned when Battery's here Saturday. It's like
Go
when
straight on.
we were going through Colorado Springs, it reminded me so much of Trenton, New Jersey. It's like, I told my wife, we were dating at the time. It's like, It's like this. I asked her, it's like, doesn't this feel like we're in Trenton, New Jersey right now? And she agreed. It's like Colorado Springs is so like Trenton, New Jersey. It's funny. Speaking of the devil, there's Battery in the house. Battery with his coffee hype.
Turn left.
Yes, if it's the news, you're thinking of, and yes, I saw that. I know, right? We finally have confirmation of the Cascade. Well, I guess we've had confirmation of the Cascadia. We already knew it was coming, but now I guess we now have confirmation that it's coming sooner rather than later. We just don't know how soon yet. That's the problem. So yeah, I hope it's coming in the next couple of weeks, because I'd really love to be able to get the Cascadia and throw that in our garage here till within 2 years or so. Yeah.
Turn right.
Soon, TM. Well, even the Volvo. The Volvo was supposed to be in at launch almost, I think, if I remember right, and then they had to take it out.
You have arrived.
So it took what? It took what? That
That
Volvo was 2019, right? 3 years to finally get the Volvo released, and it was done. Basically, the truck was done. It was just all the legal work they had to deal with. Yeah, right, exactly. It took 3 years to get the legal work complete. So, like, I think it's with the Cascadia, it's the same thing. It seems to me like we've known the Cascadia was coming for at least a year or two now. No, you know what? Screw this. I just want to get on the road here.
Let's do this. Finding a new route.
So it'll be nice. So I'm hoping they're not teasing this too far out, because that would just be annoying. Because like I said, we've already known it's coming. Volvo, and you're not thinking of Volvo. Oh, it was illegally. Oh, was that what it was? So they already had to deal with Europe, but then had to start from scratch with North America. Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Turn left, and then turn right.